All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great impression contest right there. Hopefully those guys enjoy their prizes. I'm the Forecourt Jester here at Anime North. I am joined by the Pineapple from Harvest Moon. He has now replaced Frank due to popular demand because Frank does not know what he's talking about here in League of Legends, despite being Platinum. But, Mr. Pineapple, thank you so much for joining us. No, definitely the pleasure is all mine. Oh, you have something to say about the game coming up. Yes, I do think it will be a stomp. Oh, you really think it's going to be that team? Well, we're going to have to see which team it's going to be because we have the picks and bans ready to go here at Anime North League of Legends 2014. Right off the bat, because the teams have switched sides, Braum and Renekton going to be the bans. That actually almost feels like a pity ban with that Renekton right there, Frank.
Yeah, the way Renekton's been played recently, it's not been going so well for him up in that top lane. So just taking him out of the mix, he at least gets to leave with some dignity as a character today. Although, again, we're banning out some of the comfort picks, so why not get rid of them, even though you were using it last game? Just completely get rid of it, make sure that it's not in the game, because it still is a very strong champion.
And some of the pre-match chatter has been actually noticed that we're about to hit the 14-hour mark of League of Legends here at Anime North. So players are a little bit sleepy. A lot of that adrenaline rush is actually starting to wear off. Energy drinks have been definitely circling the rounds. But Braum, Renekton, Rengar are going to be the three bans here from No More Sincere Smiles. Nunu, Ryze, LeBlanc. I've got to say that I think LeBlanc really did earn that ban last game.
Yeah, you definitely want to get rid of that. And I think, honestly, the best way to go here, Nunu going in there, I think we've seen a little bit of Nunu, or at least this team has seen the Nunu play come out. And Nunu's making a big comeback recently as well. He had a really weak showing the last couple of months, but he's very strong now, and getting rid of the champions that the #1 player on the enemy team plays the most and plays the best, always a good way to go. Plus, you get rid of the momentum. Don't let him play it twice in a row.
It is going to be match point if No More Sincere Smiles actually does bring a win here for the blue side, because that means it will be a 2-0, and we are going to have our finals ready to go for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we do actually start the stream back up at 10 a.m. Local time, which is EDT for anyone out there in the international waters. And as a note, it's about 11:30 p.m. here, so we don't even have 12 hours between matches. And especially if this goes into a game number 3, we're going to be passing midnight, which means not that much sleep going to be coming the way of our players.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big factor too. In all honesty, sleep is a really, really big deal. You got to make sure that you sleep well before a game like this, and if you don't, and the other team does, it's going to be a big, big trouble. So whoever comes out of this series needs to take that into account. Now, Jack slipped through the cracks here, and it's going to get picked up here. That's going to be, I believe it was Fuse playing in that top lane there, so I have to assume it's going to be Fuse on Jax.
Jax was a ban in game number 1. In fact, Renekton, not Renekton, Rengar. Rengar and Braum are the repeats. Jax, as you said, slipping through. Nunu, Ryze, and not Zed this time. It's instead going to be LeBlanc. I'm actually curious to see if we're going to see a Zed.
Yeah, we definitely could. I mean, Mr. Jiggly, I think he's got a lot of options in his kit. That being said, you don't want to choose a champion just because you play it really well. If you have a couple of options that you play really well, let the enemy choose first, and you just counterpick them out.
Looking actually at the stream preview here, it's No More Sincere Smileys. I thought it was Smiles this whole time, and nobody's corrected me. You have to double check on that. No More Sincere Smileys is just like frowny faces everywhere, I guess?
Yeah, like emoticons and stuff like that. I'm not actually smiling when I send this smiley face to you.
This is a completely serious statement with a frowny face.
Yeah.
To go with the Jax, it's going to be Caitlyn Morgana. So we got the bottom lane ready to go here for Mimic Black. Support Morgana has been in 3 of our 4 games that we've done on stream tonight.
Yeah, she's a big deal, and it's mostly because she counters Thresh and Leona, which were the 2 top supports.
Garen.
Yeah, and so we're going to have Garen. It looks like actually it's going to be Jack's jungle, interestingly enough, and a Garen top lane.
Huh.
So that's
not what I would have expected.
No, definitely not. But, it's going to work out, I think. It's a big issue, though, knowing that No More Sincere Smileys hasn't chosen
the calls for Teemo have risen once
their
more.
top lane yet. And actually, though, actually, that wouldn't be a terrible choice against a Garen.
A team up against the Garen. Oh, could we actually see?
Whoa.
No, it's not. I was going to say, maybe if Twisted Fate went mid, we actually had the swap there from Seaweed Salad. But no, it's going to be the Yasuo Twisted Fate. Gone are the kind of the glory days of Twisted Fate, though, I feel, these days.
Yeah, definitely. And
all right, mid Teemo. We can do it. Come on, Muki.
Yeah.
AP mid Teemo.
Actually, that was a big deal a little while back. A couple months ago in LCS, mid Teemo came flying out of nowhere, and everybody was all about it.
He always comes flying out of nowhere. He stealths when he doesn't move.
And
Didn't you
then,
know that, Frank? God, do you even play this game?
And then people started realizing, oh, wait, he's still really bad. So we're just going to stop doing that.
Just like Pikachu in Super Smash Brothers, you just kick the rat down.
Yeah.
He runs out of stock eventually.
Yeah. All right.
Well, 0 for 2 on our team accounts here tonight, unfortunately. But Muki, 5 seconds to figure out if it's going to be an Orianna. Nope. It's going to be, I want to say Syndra.
Yeah.
All right. So I have really hard trouble sometimes just surrounding her and Lissandra, believe it or not.
Oh, no, I get that. I get that. Actually, going back to the cosplay thing, took a selfie with a Syndra today.
Was she cool?
She was really cool with it. She had more balls than I did. Asking her for that selfie.
Buzzing. Right there.
See what I'm saying?
It's only weird if you ask to play with them, Frank.
Yeah. Okay, so Twisted Fate is going to be shown here. Mr. Jiggly feels confident that Twisted Fate, even though he's gone through quite a few nerfs, is going to be good to go in this matchup. He still has really good map control. It's not like he's a completely useless character. I mean, he does have a lot of damage under his belt, but man, did he get hit hard with that nerf bat.
Well, we do have 3 of the 5 from the winning combination, from the losing combination there from Mimic Black, and now they're going to be here on No More Sincere Smiles. So the Lee Sin with the Thresh and the Lucian to be joined with the Twisted Fate as well as Yasuo. And Yasuo, I want to say, is going to be in the top. I mean, that's where Seaweed Salad camped out last time. Worked out extremely well for him. Yasuo top lane, I mean, I don't really see a Twisted Fate going up top, especially with his Destiny. You want to put that in the mid.
Yeah, definitely. Although he is carrying Ghost.
I see that.
So it could be. Because
Ghost Flash, very mobile.
Yeah, one of the problems that if you are going to send him in the top lane, one of the problems with TF is obviously he doesn't have the best escape. So just take a second movement enhancer and you should be good to go. Now, I do want to point out, I officially dislike Darabu. I can't stand Lee Sin players. It's not the character, it's the players. I just don't like them. So Darabu, if
you can't blame the players. You gotta blame the game.
You can hear this?
I heard something about Teemo, but there he is again.
Oh God. No, that was a TSM.
Oh, was
Jesus.
It? What did it? Well, the bands don't spell it. A very rowdy audience here at 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday. Hopefully all their parents know where they are at this point. One heal this round for both sides. Got a few ignites now in the mix. Again, a very mobile Twisted Fate. No teleports or barriers or anything fun like that at all.
Yep. But the heal's actually not coming out too much this time either, as the last time around,
we had up to 5 heals in one game.
Yeah.
Now back down to, I think, a much more moderate 2.
And you know what, though? It just makes sense, honestly, coming into this one. Ignite, a little bit more popular for the changes to heal. Surprised that all those ones that went through last time. This time around, though, we're going to be seeing a little bit more death potential, or kill potential, rather, coming out of some of these characters. I'm just excited to see what's going to go on top lane. Garen, I feel like, should be able to handle this Yasuo quite handily.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, Garen just wants to be on top of you all day, every day. Yasuo kind of wants to get in, get out using his E. Garen's going to be able to shut that down. He's going to get in, get silenced, and get spun on.
And the wind wall is not really going to be of any kind of use up against a Garen either. It's not like he throws a sword at you.
Yeah, and I feel like there's some characters in the game that shouldn't be able to get knocked up by wind. You know what I mean? Like Janna's little whirly thing.
I see what you're doing.
Shouldn't be able to lift a Mundo.
Champ is going all Dr. Evil on us right now.
I really feel like that's the case. I don't think Gragas should be able to be lifted by wind.
He's a little big. Yeah, he's a big guy. Really? Really? Welcome to the League of Teemo, ladies and gentlemen, where you get banned and picked.
And welcome to Windows 7. or was that the XP background?
Oh, it's totally 7.
Oh, okay.
But Warchamp 7 there on the production, definitely a wizard, has been handling all of our streams for the last 2 days on zero sleep. What a trooper.
Yeah, what an absolute hero.
He's the esport hero we deserve. Just not the one we need.
We do not. No, actually, we do need him.
In before defamation of Forecourt Jester appears magically on the overlay. But yeah, I mean, right now it is going to be no more sincere smiles. They're looking for their match point, go home and rest up for the big finals tomorrow. We got $50 of gift cards, 3,200 RP, and a triumphant rise to go to each team member of the winning team tomorrow at 11 a.m. here at the Ambrosia Room at Sheraton Hotel for Anime North 2014. Second place goes home with $25 of gift cards and 2,400 RP. Riot, of course, being very generous with their standard tournament package.
Yeah, very, very nice stuff. And that tournament rise, man, that's not easy to come by.
I don't know. I'd say I've done well over 100 tournaments now for League of Legends over the years, and almost every one of them, somebody goes home with a triumphant rise. But then you think 70 million accounts out there.
I feel like with the audience we have here, this is a pretty good sample size. Let's check. Let's hear some noise.
All right.
If you have triumphant rise.
2, 3.
You're all lying. All of
Way
you.
to set them up, Frank.
All of you are lying. You're just trying to get some attention from the ladies out there. Yeah, I got that triumphant
I hear
rise,
that
though.
Chicks Dig Elo, man. That was a team at one point. Way before the LCS. That was like back in season 2.
So basically what we've come to the conclusion of is that everybody in the audience is a friggin' liar.
Right.
Or they don't have rise. Or they don't have triumphant
So at
rise.
the end of this game, guys, if you want to mob the stage, I'm going to step off that way. Frank will be right here. He's in the getup. Feel free to tell him about how we feel about that. But we're into the game here. Now, on the left-hand side, leading 1-0. No more sincere smiles. Let me hear it if you think they can actually take this 2-0 for the finals tomorrow. One guy. One guy. A lot of faith in these guys.
I think they can. Yes, I'll clap softly.
Here's my little violin, yeah. On the flip side, though, Mimic Black, they're looking to tie this up. You guys think we're going to get a tiebreaker tonight? No. That's the first thing I heard.
Well, if not the most energetic, certainly one of the most entertaining audiences I've been with today.
Honest, too.
Now, important to note that we do have Morgana showing herself in this mid lane here. Kind of a telling sign that she's not going to be there, considering she does have that Spell Thief's Edge. But she's going to be there to defend it anyway. Sindra off to the side here. And it's going to be Jax down in that bottom lane. He's going to be starting up on the blue buff. And I don't doubt that he's going to be able to get off some pretty aggressive ganks. If Jax does accomplish some things coming out of the jungle, he does have some pretty strong gank potential. You just got to make sure you time that E properly.
Well, Fuse is still camping out in that bush, just making sure no kind of invades are going to be coming down. And it's not going to be an invade either from either side as we're going now into the spawns for the creeps. So no lane swaps either. 0 lane swaps in 4 games.
Yeah, and again, I think that's another one of those things that if you have anything on your team that is a throw together component, like somebody that's just coming out of nowhere or that you haven't practiced with entirely, that's a strategy that you need to have worked out before you get into a game with it. And if they haven't practiced before the tournament, they're certainly not going to practice in a tournament setting. So why bust it out now? I think that they're both doing this smart thing here by not going for that. Although there was, I think, a pretty good opportunity to shut down a Yasuo.
That's a pretty boss Garen skin, I gotta say.
Yeah, it is.
Makes
really
him look extremely manly. But right now he's on the receiving end of the damage here from Seaweed Salad, and he might be manly, he might have that regen, but Seaweed Salad again is just putting up a lot of pressure right from the bat.
Yeah, and he's going to land that Q. So Fuse just taking a beating here, and he gets E'd on top of that passive still online here. Ooh. Seaweed Salad. I've noticed if you name yourself after food, you're just a good player. I don't know. It's really odd. Anyways, in the jungle here, though, Lee Sin gets catches out Jax. He's going to chase down here. In the bottom lane, there's action happening as well. Is this first blood? Yes, it is. Lee Sin catches Jax out. He steals that blue buff, and down he goes. That's the first blood happening in favor of No More Sincere Smileys. Yes, that is that Lee Sin. And in the bottom lane, though, so massive exchanges happening here. Most things going in the favor of No More Sincere Smileys, but it looks like 10th and Ursa not doing so bad, exchanging quite well.
Yeah, but who's not trading extremely well? It's Fuse up in the top lane. I think he's actually trying to do a trade under the tower. Seaweed Salad is going to get it. Yeah, that's not even a contest. One tower shot is all that he took out of that. Here comes Darabu anyways, just for the safeguard and style points. That could actually land into some decent tower damage, but 2 kills up already at the 3-minute mark. That's it's not looking good for Mimic Black.
No, not to mention there's going to be a lot of CS lost here. 14-8, really bad place to start things out here. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, so exchanging pretty well early on, Ursa and 10th. Unfortunately, not keeping up in the CS, and that's exactly where you need to be. 5.6 to 4.8K, the global gold totals here. This is a really, really good start here coming out of No More Sincere Smileys.
So I feel that if you feed the Yasuo, it can't lead into anything good here for Mimic Black. I mean, I've seen Yasuo do absolute work. I've seen even 5v1 highlights before. And, you know, these guys, a lot of diamonds, a few platinums in the mix in this matchup, but you know, again, got to be very wary going into this because if Mimic Black drops a few more kills, that just might be the beginning of the end of the snowballing.
Yeah, it definitely might be. And up in the top lane here, I like what Darabu's doing here. Go for Fuse. He gets the slow off. He's got the Q. Oh, resonating strike, though. Sad.
The Hadouken missed.
Yeah.
That's all right. It'll be up in a few seconds here. Actually, Darabu just used Smite in the top. They're really heavily pushing it. We'll just have to see if Jackson come into the mid, lands something here on top of Twisted Fate. He's going to show himself, but just get stunned for his trouble. It's a little hard to kind of do gap closing maneuvers on top of Twisted Fate with that guaranteed stun.
Yeah, it definitely is. Jax is he's still trying to get in there. And meanwhile, Fuse, I feel so bad for this guy. Resonating strike lands, and he's just going to get double teamed here.
Yeah. No help from the Jax at all. He's about to come to the top lane, but I think that might just be right to his death at this point.
Yeah, Jax is up there, and this is Seaweed Salad and Darabu just completely farming underneath this turret, and Darabu decides, you know what, I'm going to stick around. Q comes out from Seaweed Salad. That's going to miss. No ultimate from either of these two blue players, but at the very least, they're going to get some damage off. Tries to land the Resonating Strike. Man, I swear, these Resonating Strikes just way out in left field.
Well, Brother Kumar is dancing the dance. Another Smite actually going down. Now, I mean, both junglers are being accounted for here. Mid can just do whatever they want at this point. Bottom lane as well. As you said, the CS difference in the bottom lane is starting to actually show, and it might be good trades coming out here from Mimic Black, but it's still ultimately the presence going the way of the Smileys.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Smiles. Yeah.
The Smileys. No Smileys.
No more Smileys.
No more. Don't you dare call them that. So mid lane, yeah, TF, 37 CS. I almost thought he was against Morgana for a second there, and it was 37-2. But it's 37-29, which isn't too terrible. But at the same time, Syndra really needs to farm up in order to stay in the game, obviously, and she needs to be able to get some burst damage off. There we go. Big step.
Oh, good. Yeah. Syndra in the mid. I mean, when it comes to Syndra, really the first thing I think of is Phantom Lord.
Yep.
And I've seen him pull off some crazy stuff. I have to see if Muki can actually live up to the famous entertainer of League of Legends.
Yeah, and if you play Syndra really well, you summon Phantom Lord. He'll just spawn from the stage. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah, with all of his emoticons and everything. That was actually a forced flash in the bottom lane simply because of the sickle and chains. So that is not going to be an escape mechanism that we have there for Ursa coming up. He does not have a lot of mana either, so any kind of faraway farming he wants to do with those Piltovers is going to come at a mobility cost.
Ooh. Q being missed there by Seaweed Salad, so in the end, Fuse actually gets a pretty decent trade-off there. Fuse, though, needs to have his ultimate in order to go in on this one. He's not looking so good in terms of those levels, though. Seaweed Salad's still level 6, and he's got himself that Avarice Blade, getting himself a little bit of extra gold, and the Vamp Scepter for sustain. Meanwhile, Jack's going back right now. Pretty low
I was going to say, if we had that Destiny ready to go, Brother Kumar, he probably wouldn't live through that combo, but we didn't actually have Jiggly pop it. Would have been an interesting pickup, say the least, but Brother Kumar did pay a lot of health to get that blue off to Syndra, and hopefully it'll work out. Nice flay.
Wow. So sick, that hook.
There's your resonating strike.
Yay, we got one.
The follow-up might have been a little bit weak, but this is a big creep wave now. We could probably just go right past this tower and just try to get off those kills. And in fact, it looked like Derby had the same idea, but did get interrupted there by Minion. Culling is going to come out just to try to cull the numbers a bit. And Nessie is going to get hit by the binding, but not really going to be anything else noteworthy down here.
Not really good stuff there. Seaweed Salad, meanwhile, getting jumped on here. And this is going to be Garen turning onto this kill. And could this be a turnaround? Ultimate Fuse. Oh, baby.
Did not expect to see that, but we do trade out in the bottom lane. Lime for the Morgana, so the 10th does go down. Brother Kumar not looking that healthy. Actually has to, I think that was the flash, right?
Yeah, and the ultimate comes out from Caitlyn as well. Slows trying to go down here. Miyuki throws out the ignite and the ultimate. It's not going to be enough. She needs some more damage. Not enough. Mr. Jiggly holds on by the skin of his teeth there. Really nice flash timing as well. Make sure to avoid as much damage as possible.
Ghost as well.
Yeah, not bad.
He's just like, all right, that's a flash forward there from Syndra. I got to get out of this one, and away he went. So, we do got some kills now on the board there for Mimic. I'm not going to count them out of this quite yet. About a K.5 between the teams, though. And top lane is, again, I'm a little surprised Fuse was actually able to bring that to a kill.
Yeah, not a bad situation for him. Now only 500 gold away from Seaweed Salad, which is not really saying a ton. But at the very least, he's caught himself back up here. And no global objectives have been taken down yet either.
Yeah, there's 0 global gold in the mix of things quite yet. But last time we saw, the Renekton decided to go for the Tiamat. Didn't really have a tank for the team. Garen really could build super tank in this matchup, I do think.
Yeah, definitely. Against the Yasuo, the #1 thing you want to do against him is just shut down his critical strikes. Way you do that, build up tanky, build up some armor.
And Fuse is just trading out, trying to use the passive that he has at his disposal in order just to trade him back. He's also freezing the lane up here, which is, again, really good. And hopefully he's going to try to spin to win a few more times. Just pay back for that last game.
Yeah, he's been having a rough time up there. But at the very least, it's been going okay. He's been trading all right. But like you said, using that passive pretty well. Gets in, spins to win, gets some damage off, and backs right out. He's trying to get the exchanges down, but man, I tell you, just not as good as it could be. Limey in this bottom lane goes for the flay, but a little bit out of range there.
Oh, I get it. Limey.
Yes.
It's not just lime.
No, it's limey. But he's named after food as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did notice that back at the Picks Advance that we got lime and seaweed salad. Hopefully it goes well together. That's going to be a great lantern escape, but yeah, Limey's got that, no problem. The culling from the backward shot just going to keep Morgana at bay. And again, a lot of poking from these two, but not any kills quite yet. Here comes Brother Kumar. That's going to be a jump.
Limey. He gets stunned up here. Exhaust goes down onto Jax, exactly where it needs to be, but not enough. Oh, and Miyuki forgets to put the ball down. Really didn't drop the ball, but then dropped the ball. If you know what I'm saying.
I hope they do. That one's a little hard to follow. But now that Limey's actually down, we do got 4 down in the bottom. But actually, we did have the Destiny, I think, come out. And no, Twisted Fate actually just hoofed it down here. That's going to be a capitalization on top of Deribu, but they will pay for it with the Jack. So ultimately, 2 for 2 after all that. Here's the Destiny now. Twisted Fate actually does get the triple as he does take down Caitlyn.
Really nice off-screen kills, and that's when you know you're doing well, is when you can snake a kill right under everybody's nose. Right under the omniscient presence's nose. Spinning to win up in this top lane, getting some damage across, but Seaweed Salad just juking around here. Finally gets silenced. I don't know how well this is going to go. Garen definitely has his ultimate available, and they're just going to keep fighting up in that top lane.
So close.
And nice. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Hands free over here, guys. Don't look at my way.
Save your tomatoes for Draken.
We got a pineapple for sale.
All right, so some good exchanging happening there as
there goes the turret. Yeah.
It will be a full-blown kill there. Garen definitely could not get Yasuo down far enough to use his ultimate effectively. Meanwhile, though, Jax goes in here. He's going to start fighting Daribu, and Daribu gets the kick over the wall, over the trees. And Caitlyn there to clean it up.
That's actually a really nice kill there for Caitlyn. We got the ghost here from Mr. Jiggly. He wants that blue back. He's going to get it, too. Ace in the hole comes out. Not really the damage he's looking for. Muki now could be a little bit too far forward.
Wow.
He is actually going to drop. Nessie takes up a turret on top of things at 10th. However, is that not going to be a kill on Jiggly? You're kidding.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. Do you know how strong you have to be to kick a human being over a tree line?
Strong as Lee Sin.
Strong. That guy definitely doesn't skip leg day.
He lifts.
Yeah, that guy lifts.
He doesn't double lift, but he lifts.
No.
Sorry, Frank.
I'm just picturing, like, in real life, somebody just being kicked over a tree line. Anyways.
You would call him Superman, I think.
I have an imagination when I'm a little
Well, we got a lot of cash between the teams. Hopefully we'll be able to notice what items they got. Oh, there we go. And, you know, between the two of them, again, about 4,000 gold difference, and that's really starting to show in those items.
Yes, it is. And speaking of which, got some pretty decent ones coming out here. Lee Sin sitting on the already Sight Ward level 5 boots and his Lizard Elder. Oh!
That wind wall.
That stinky wind wall stopping a full-blown Syndra ultimate.
It's worth its weight in a gold timer. Or a death timer.
Yes, it is worth its weight in a death timer. Really nicely played there by Seaweed Salad.
10-6 right now. It's still looking good here for No More Sincere Smiles. Again, just taking early game advantages, but well, actually maybe not even early game this round. So it's been a bit more of a slower pace, at least compared to last round. But you know, almost 20 minutes in, we do got some of those bigger items coming, and woo, 10th is going to take quite a beating there.
Yeah, the Cullen coming out. Unfortunately, that's a purple trap. Nice hook, Limey. Oh, Limey. Nice stun coming out, though. Brother Kumar staying alive for a while here. Here comes that ultimate from Mr. Jiggly, getting himself a little bit closer. 10th goes in.
So
Ace
close.
in the hole comes out, and this is so much damage coming across. Mr. Jiggly finally slays 10th. In he goes, and Fuse gets kicked away while he's spinning to win. Limey with a hook out of nowhere. Mr. Jiggly now getting silenced here by Fuse. The push coming forward, double buff on Ursa, and this is actually a great fight for Mimic Black. They're going to push these guys away, and in the end, they're going to go 2 for 1. Meanwhile, though, Yasuo up in that top lane, not being stopped there, as he will make that push. Actually, that's a 3 for 2, as Jax went down earlier, too.
Yeah, Jax did drop, the Morgana did drop, but it came at a cost. Like, I mean, we used a lot of the summoners from No More Sincere Smiles to make those kills happen. Fuse, I mean, he's going to look real healthy as he comes back to the top lane. Seaweed Salad, well, he tried to but there we go.
Round 2.
Second time the charm. He is going to get out of that gank, no problem. You're right, though. I mean, Yasuo wasn't there part of the team fights. He was pushing that top lane. Doesn't actually look like he's going to get much to show for it, except for about a 40 creep lead over top of that Garen. But Garen is being part of these team fights. I mean, there's still 5,000 gold between them, but the team's energy is actually looking not so bad here from Team Mimic.
Yeah, it's actually not. And Lee Sin coming in here. Jax, though, preemptively starts up that stun charge. So that's going to not allow Daribu to get in there. Throwing out those resonating strikes, kicks him in. And Daribu, is he going to get away from this one? Of course he is. Seaweed Salad, meanwhile, goes down. Not the greatest play. Basically kicked somebody to his death. Mr. Jiggly gets the ace in the hole to the face. Not going to be enough.
Yeah, that calling was money right there from Nessie. Really well played there. But that kick, though, I mean, Daribu went in. He kicked him right to the Yasuo, but there was no ult. He didn't cast it, or he couldn't cast it.
Yeah,
I think that was the big thing there. I mean, he was just expecting to get off that massive damage and go home as victor, but he just ended up standing there kind of like a wandering samurai, and he dropped as he did.
Yep. Not looking so hot there, but either way, we've got a bit of a better situation now moving forward for No More Sincere Smileys. I got to look at that name every single time. It just does not roll off the tongue at all.
Smileys, Smiles, whatever. It's NMSS.
27.7 to 23.7, so 4K on the dot ahead of this Mimic Black team. Mimic Black, though, I gotta say, they've been fighting a lot better here now that they've got Jax in the mix. And Syndra's actually been shelling out so much damage. They just really need to be careful about that wind wall timing.
Well, if you look at some of the numbers here, I mean, the max combine we have is 8. 8 of the 12 kills have been involved with the Lee Sin there for No More Sincere Smiles, but 6 of the 9 has been Jax. So yeah, these junglers are making a lot of these plays happen. Sure, there's a few deaths in the mix there as well, but ultimately they're really enabling a lot of these kills. And I think that was the first dragon right there.
Yes, it was actually, and that's going to be some nice global gold going down to Smiley's here. Daribu moves in, and they're going to fight up in this top lane. 10th, wrong person to shield there. Should have shielded yourself. Gets a big Lee Sin kick to the face, and an ultimate from Seaweed, trying to move things forward, but Fuse shuts him down pretty quickly. Nice Q coming up from Caitlyn as well. Fuse tries to get away, flashes out. Ursa takes the culling and a stun. Gold card from TF, and that is just way too much damage coming out there. Daribu, is he going to live? Lantern. If you're not mobile enough, throw a lantern at the guy, and it definitely increases mobility that much more. Fuse tries to hold off these minions as to not allow more damage to be done to this turret. He's going to have to hold on for dear life, though, as there are a couple of people still pushing in. Death timers count down. I feel like they're going to be able to hold.
Yeah, we don't actually have any wards out in this jungle, so we don't see that the Lee Sin, who, sliver of a hit point there, does actually get back into the fountain. So some real daredevil moves coming out here from No More Sincere Smiles, but it's paying off. They're back up to about a 7,000 gold lead. Well, 6,000 gold lead at this point, and 15-10 into the 20-minute mark. You start seeing some of those bigger items finishing up in terms of, I just got to point out that Twisted Fate is looking absolutely massive right now.
Yeah, he's disgusting. 147. 6-1 and 3, already has a Rabadon's death cap, completely bypassing the Zhonya's option, which as soon as you get a Zhonya's, you just turn into a different kind of creature when you're a TF. It allows you to just ultimate right into the middle of the enemy team, bait them closer to you, and then you can Zhonya's, keep yourself alive, and really shell out damage. Nice wind wall. Goes to the other side and blocks some of the Syndra balls as well. Seaweed Salad, you animal. Mr. Jiggly, meanwhile, steps onto a trap. And they're going to take out this ward as well.
Well, they still got a kill out of it, even if it's not going to be a Morgana follow-up. 16-10. A lot of attention in that top lane, but the bottom duo here from No More Sincere Smile is able to take home another turret. So that's going to be some global gold on their coffers. But that was an ace in the hole from the Caitlyn. Didn't really seem to phase Lucian that much. Of course, Lucian at this point does have a Bloodthirster, so he's going to get that health back, no problem.
Yeah, not to mention...
Oh, there goes Limey, too.
Yeah, you're only walking around with a Bloodthirster right now. Caitlyn really cannot pump out a ton of damage. Actually, on the opposite end, though, Lucian kind of needs to shop right now. He definitely has more gold in the bank than what he's showing in these items.
He just bought that Phage.
Oh, okay, there we go. So he's picking up a bunch here. Yeah, he's got the Phage under his belt now, going for that Trinity Force. He's got the Mana Crystal as well. Here we go on to Seaweed Salad. Fight breaks out.
Ooh, those wind walls again, just doing money work. But Fuse with the ult just is going to take on the Yasuo. Daribu could actually be in some big trouble here as well, but they're going to pay for it with 10th. Looks like Brother Kumar is going to be okay for now, and Jiggly with the Ghost is going to be able to just cruise on out of it. Overall, 2-1, but Mimic Black is holding on extremely well. Overall, the pressure is still really hard on them at this point, but they're starting to get some of these kills.
Yep, they are finding some pretty good positioning here for sure, and it seems to be working out a little bit better for them when it's in the enemy jungle. Nice ultimate from Syndra, just not going to be enough to pick up the Lucian, barely not enough. And she's got the DFG from the beginning of the game. She certainly wanted the DFG, and that turned out for her. She's got it now. She's got the D. FG.
Oh, Frank. What are we going to do with you? We should actually get you and Freak together. That's what we should do.
We should. The puns for days, the jokes.
And nobody would watch.
I actually met that guy. He's all right.
All right.
He's an okay person.
You say so. I mean, what can I say? I've not met him. I have no idea.
He's a good guy.
Still pretty much a good lead here for No More Sincere Smiles. The kills might be actually getting closer to parity, but it's still 7,000 gold in their pockets. And again, some of those more massive items making a big difference when it comes to some of these combos. Yasuo is pushing down the top. Dragon will pop within a minute and a bit. So we don't have any kind of teleport from him. If a Dragon contest does actually erupt, I don't think it's really going to go the way for the Mimics, because Yasuo will just push in that top as long as they're busy bottom.
Yeah, and Hook going out there from Thresh, thought he could get something snagged up there. Obviously that doesn't work out for him, but it looks like this red buff getting some contention there. Whoa!
Nessie actually dies off stream.
Wow. So yeah, Lucian getting picked off here, and now we've got a bit of a chase down happening. Silence goes out, but a beautiful kick. Here we go with Yasuo starting things up. Huge pop-up, but it's not going to work out. That's 2 kills for 1 on that exchange. Ignite goes down. That Jax is going to go down to Thresh. Finds that last auto attack on him, and Fuse spinning to win. Mr. Jiggly popped by the ace in the hole. And that is actually going to be Mr. Jiggly's second death of the game. 3-2-3 right now. By the looks of things, Mimic Black actually doing pretty good, but even though they won that fight, they lose a turret, so it turns kind of right around on its head.
They have 0 turrets to their name, 0 global gold, because they have 0 dragons and 0 barons. They're about to change that for the better, but these team fights are really going the way of Mimic Black. Right? Again, Garen, super tank, is absorbing so much damage, and then out a lot of these chases, he's just able to regen quite a bit of it with that passive of his. Ursa has had some really ridiculously good positioning. He's up at 6-2-8. The ace in the holes have connected pretty much every time that they need to. And this is actually a little bit worrisome now for No More Sinister Smiles, because they got the split pushing, they got the towers, they got the global gold under their pocket, but they're gradually starting to lose out these team fights. And that gold lead, it might be staying steady around 7, but every now and then it starts getting a little bit lower.
Yeah, every team fight that goes awry like that is certainly a nice step in the right direction here. Limey, Darabu, Nessie, and Seaweed Salad converging on this dragon right now. I feel like a fight could break out here if Limey were to just engage here. Unfortunately, TF way too far out of this fight. Here we go.
Yeah, Brother Kumar, unfortunately, is going to get cold extremely early. Darabu just does not have the team fight presence that he needs. He's going to have to get out of this fight as well. That's the flash there from Seaweed Sound, but a nice lantern getaway there from the Thresh. No kills either side, but you can see that, Darabu, Livey, Mr. Jiggly, these guys are not meaty whatsoever.
No, they're definitely not. And meanwhile, Mr. Jiggly up in that top lane, relying on his team to make sure that that fight went the right way.
Backdoor TF.
Yeah, he's just taking it down. And there is a range on TF's ultimate, by the way, which is why it was kind of tricky for him to be up there. He couldn't really join that fight.
Well, he was in the bottom fight, and then he just went top and said, all right, well, I'm going to get a turn.
Yeah, that's
why
enough.
not? That is one of the applications there of Destiny. Seaweed Salads.
Goodbye.
Yeah, might have a lot of damage, but he's a glass cannon, and we've actually been racking up quite a few deaths for Seaweed Salad now. He's actually sitting at 6.
Yes. Now, one thing that's happening that, shines a little bit of light and a little bit of hope on the Mimic Black team is the fact that they've got a tower down now. Yes, it's still 1-6, and you always want to be on top of those tower kills, but if you can get 1 under your belt, that really starts to spike your team forward. And items, the later game items don't matter as much as the mid game items. So once you start clearing those checkpoints in those towers, you really start to play catch up. Even though the enemy stays ahead a certain amount of gold, the later items, like I said, don't matter as much as those early game items.
Are we going to see a dive? Please tell me we're going to see a dive.
It's on Jax. Down. There we go. So Jax gets got out there a little bit by the TF ultimate, but not a whole lot of damage exchange.
I wanted to see a man mode right there for Mr. Jiggly.
Yeah. I mean, he's got Ghost.
He has the Ghost. He has the Lich Bane on top of things. The burst is extremely real, as Morgana has now found out. One thing that we're not capitalizing here from Mimic Black is they're winning some of these team fights. They're getting kills and then more kills, but they're not taking objectives. And that's a big problem when it comes to trying to catch up again when you're behind, because once you get those kills, you have the pressure. Use that pressure to get an objective that gets cash back in your pocket, brings you closer to the team fight status. But it looks like it's just going to be more team fights for now.
Yeah, here we go. Fuse leading the charge here, gets the silence off on Thresh. Darabu caught in the middle. Brother Kumar picks up that kill to start the fight, and Morgana puts a spell shield right on the right character, and Fuse clears out 3 of those walls. Down goes a pink ward. And that's not going to be a conversion on anything, but a great fight to start things out here for Mimic Black. Ward goes down, and it looks like Seaweed Salad's going to take out this pink ward here. Push comes in, though, and this is going to be possibly tower number 2 in the pocket of Mimic Black. Definitely what they need in order to start playing some catch-up.
That's what you should be doing. You get a kill, you get that better trade, you take an objective, and now all of a sudden, 8,000 gold lead is now back down to 7. Keep doing that incremental wins, and all of a sudden you're going to be on par or higher. up against this team that's leading 1-0, which means that we actually might have a basis for a 1-1 here.
Yeah, we definitely have the starting of a situation like that. Still a pretty solid lead, though, for Team No More Sincere Smileys. 19-19, this kill score. This is making out to be a very good game. In fact, I would argue that this might be the best game that we've seen thus far today.
Well, on stream, for sure.
On stream.
I can't vouch for any of the earliest, but I don't actually think I saw, everything was best of one, so I mean, close games or not, best of one, you got to put your best foot forward. These are the top 4 teams that made it here at Anime North 2014. In terms of everything, though, 6 deaths for Yasuo, 5 there for the Lee Sin, but they're getting matched. Morgana 0-5-12. Not really expecting a kill for the support, but at the same time, 5 deaths for her, 5 deaths for the Jax. It's just, I think Darabu thinks he's just much tankier than he actually is.
Yeah, and that's a real issue. He starts engaging on these fights a little bit too early here. Now let's take a look at some of these items, though, because I'm noticing some very, very big ones coming onto Yasuo. He's got the Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, and a Static Shiv.
That's the Trinity, so to speak.
It is. It's the Trinity without actually being the Trinity for us. And then, of course, Twisted Fate. He's got that cap. He's also got the Athenes for that mana regen and some defensive stats and cooldowns. But Lichbane, man, he's going to start shelling out that damage.
I can't imagine we're actually making a serious attempt at this Baron. Like, we don't have the positioning. We don't have the vision, really. Okay, maybe we do actually have the vision. But at the same time, it was not a very big attempt whatsoever. That was the Destiny actually going off as well. So now we do know where all the team members here are of Mimic Black. And, oh, we're just going to dance under the disco lights.
Yeah, Binding goes down. That's only going to hit a creep, though. That Binding is actually going to be really important for the defense of this tower here. If they can get a snare out, they can shell out a lot of damage from a distance, and that's exactly where they need to put it out from, considering that they just cannot fight this enemy team right now. Mr. Jiggly fires away here. He's going to be clearing this this path of creeps that comes up. By the way, Twisted Fate, arguably the fastest wave clear in the game.
Really?
Yeah, if you red card the center melee minion, and then you just throw your cards out if you have enough ability power, you clear the entire wave instantly. Arguably the fastest.
Kind of want to say Ziggs.
No, I swear. I think Ziggs is not as fast.
We'll have to do testing later.
All right.
Still about 6,000, now 7,000 gold between them. There's a bit of a Baron dance actually going on. Both teams unwilling to leave that area of the map. And it is a very big objective. They see the Yasuo pushing the top. They see Brother Kumar here in the mid as well. That is going to be a dead seaweed salad. I hear it's great for your health.
It is. Seaweed is actually amazing for your health.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah.
Brother Kumar is looking for the kill here on top of Mr. Jiggly. He's at least dueling him out really well, but the kite is strong. Nessie takes home the kill. Ace in the hole, not going to be quite enough, but the binding will hit Ness. Limey, however, does set up that box, and this is a little bit of an oblong team fight. Miyuki gets absolutely destroyed by the burst, but Nessie is not the spot that he wants to be. I don't think he can actually duel out that Ursa, but then again, Ursa is going to be dropping extremely low. Fuse doing a good job of just keep Limey there in the spotlight, but here comes Darabu again. Mr. Jiggly off to the edge. That burst is going to be enough to take down the Garen. Limey is going to drop, and that leaves us with Ursa and 10, but the burst is real, and I think that's going to be an ace.
Whoa.
It will. 9 kills across the board.
Wow. All right, so that was definitely the best team fight we've had on stream. So great job from both of these teams. And in the end, it's going to be Darabu, the guy that's been getting dropped just way too quickly in these team fights. He's going to be the only one left alive, interestingly enough, and he's going to go around starting to clear out some wards that aren't even there.
It was kind of, again, it was like a very weird team fight because Seaweed Salad just got absolutely destroyed top, but then at the same time, Jax really overextended trying to get the kill on top of Mr. Jiggly. So then it was almost like a 4v4, trying to play footsies back and forth, and I got to say the cards coming out from Twisted Fate really sealed a lot of the deals there.
Absolutely, and he actually had some amazing positioning there. Part of his positioning came from the fact that he did use his flash in that fight, meaning that next time around he's not going to have that available. Now he doesn't have Zhonya's either. He just completely skipped over that. He's got to be getting that as his last item, though.
Penetration is strong with this one.
The pen. Yes, it is. All right, so he's definitely killing it. Let's see what the next move is that's going to be made here. You've got 3 turrets right outside of that inhibitor, open and ready to be executed.
Yeah, that would have been a nice collapse there on top of the Limey. He would have obviously boxed immediately, but still, if that catch had happened, I'm just going to take a quick moment just to say, Fuse, a complete 180 to his game last round. He's actually been a major part of the team composition here for Mimic Black. So, I mean, I think maybe the competition wrote him off based upon the performance in game number 1, but he's really come back strong in this one with that Garen.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been tough to kind of watch him as he goes through this game. He's been fighting well. CS is bad, but speaking of fighting, down goes Brother Kumar, getting obliterated. Double kill as Morgana gets completely shut down. Seaweed Salad just wrecking face here, and this is the fight that we've been waiting for coming out. And was that an ace that quickly? Oh my goodness, full-blown ace coming out. I literally could not cast that fast enough if my life depended on it. There was way too much that happened way too fast.
This is where we need the help of rapid casting, because he is the faster caster.
He is the faster. He's a very rapid caster.
Shout out to Rapid. Don't know if you're watching, but shout out regardless. That was still an amazing performance right there by No More Sincere Smiles. Like, we thought that, we did have a good comeback potential here from Mimic Black, but death timers are real at this point. I mean, just now 10th got, I don't even think 10th even blew that ult in that last team fight. No, he didn't. 2 inhibitors is going to be the cost of this. 2 towers looking for that second Nexus turret, but the rest of the team is now back up. You saw those home guards. Brother Kumar trying to do his best. He is going to survive just barely. Limey, however, oh, there we go. He's finally going to drop to the Ignite, I think, from Fuse. Darabu with the safeguard trying to get out of this one. Nessie is full health, but I don't know. This Twisted Fate is really making this real. Darabu goes back in for the exchange. Where's Nessie in all of this? I think Nessie really could have capitalized. He actually will with that culling.
Oh my goodness. And she black pools herself.
If you didn't know Morgana, that doesn't normally happen.
Well, she wanted to die in her own filth.
Oh, come on.
And down she went.
Oh, come on.
All right, so down she goes in. That was kind of a crazy fight. Now, in the end, it will be in favor of Mimic Black. Reasonably so, considering they had already lost a team fight, got full-blown aced, and had that damage done to the enemy team. So they should have won that fight. They did win that fight. Still not as impressively as I think they should have.
It's like winning second at a beauty contest. I mean, yay, great, but there's still somebody better than you out there.
Well, it's like winning second in a beauty contest when there's only one other competitor. That's more a little bit more like it.
Right there. I mean, the first fight was an ace, 4 turrets, 3 turrets and 2 inhibitors, and then they lost that fight. Wow, Jiggly, I think, is actually going to get that kill on top of Ursa. Yeah, that was a Destiny gank if I had ever never seen one.
That's a Destiny gank if I've never seen it. All right.
But Ursa definitely paid the price there. The burst, again, is extremely real with this Twisted Fate. 11 and 3, 10. That's going to be a catch there on top of 10th. And that is going to be definitely a death on top of 10th. He's actually about to hit his namesake. He's 1-9-17.
Very, very nice. He's picking up those kills. 10-6-16, and the camera just goes,
yeah.
We don't like watching.
Mr. Jiggly is just too good for the camera. I think that might be game. I mean, we got 3 DPS down at this point. Sorry, 2 DPS in the support, and the only thing between a 2-0 and a not 2-0 at this point is just this turret. Brother Kumar has no chance doing this, but he is going to avoid the death. But that's going to be GG well played right there. No More Sincere Smiles. Wow, that Caitlyn had no chance whatsoever. And Fuse, he's going to spin to win and die, unfortunately. No winning here for him. That's going to be GG well played. 2-0. No More Sincere Smiles will move on to face off against Team Toronto in the finals tomorrow. And we're going to have ourselves a grudge match with those team members. Yeah, we're still good, Frank.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not done yet. You're not escaping yet.
Oh.
Although, bring back your pineapple. He was great to talk to. He actually predicted this win.
Yeah, great.
Sincere Smiles.
Very good. All right, so we're back tomorrow, 10 a.m. We're going to have the finals, which is going to be between No More Sincere Smiles and Team Toronto. Kind of a grudge match and a gudge match. coming in, as we do have the captain of both of these teams having been on a team together in the past. So we'll see if they're going to be who's going to be able to come out on top of this one. Definitely some drama to be had, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Well, to be fair, we start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So, guys, you can get a little bit of sleep. It's midnight. It's midnight 15 now, so it's 12:15. So come back in a little under 10 hours. Bring a friend. Of course, if you are down here in Toronto, Anime North, of course, you can come by and see it in person. We had a really, actually amazing audience here tonight. So we got to give big thanks to them, all those that stuck around to it. And, of course, we're going to give our thanks to Eschamp, Anime North, and Chairs for Gaming, because none of this would be possible if it wasn't for them. So, Frank, get some sleep. I will see you in the morning. We will be here on Eschamp TV at 10 a.m. for third place matchups. You guys don't want to miss it.
Absolutely not. GG until tomorrow.
See you then.